craziest thing I've seen at a wedding is, and you were there as well, when the groom got so drunk that he started smoking a cigarette in the ballroom.
I'll tell you something. When I saw it, I stood up to block him. lah.
I was like, oh my god, smoke coming up. It's an indoor ballroom.
Hi, Tazel.
It's Azura.
And I'm Jermaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Celebrities.
Today, we've got a very special guest here with us to discuss something that I'm surprised we haven't done over like the last however many episodes.
90 plus episodes.
90 plus. Let's welcome Steffie Lee.
Hi everyone. My name is Steffie and I'm the founder and CEO of I Do For You, a wedding planning and event service company. We've been in the industry for about 3 or so years.
Must be a really booming industry.
Wedding planning, but not so much during COVID, I would think. Right?
Actually, funnily enough, I started this company at the start of COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, and we kind of like developed from there, from like home solemnizations, you know, from small scale to the 5 packs to the 10 packs, the whole increase.
You've seen it
thing.
all, basically.
Yeah, we saw it all.
Yeah. So today we are talking about happily ever afters. Is it really happy to plan a wedding, or is it more like pull my hair out kind of situation? Okay.
Of course, some brides are more stressed out, more than the men, of course. The men are stressed out with the money. But for the bride side, it's more of the aesthetics, how it looks, and of course, if the guests are happy. Yeah.
Speaking of aesthetics, you also style the weddings. You have a company called I Style For You.
Yeah.
So I do for you and I style for you.
Yeah.
So you plan the wedding and you style the wedding.
Correct.
She's monopolizing the whole industry.
She really is.
I mean, why I do this is because when you plan the wedding, there is a whole vision board, the whole mood board that the bride wants. And it's very hard to kind of relay it to someone else unless the person has been in the industry for a long time, or I'm really good friends with the person, or if the couple is, you know, comfortable with the stylist itself. So sometimes the brides come in and be like, you know what, I don't want to talk to so many people, I just want to talk to you. Then yes, I can do this for you as well. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear all the wickety-wackety stories of planning weddings. But let's start off with this, right? I mean, only one person here in the room has been married before, who has actually had a wedding. So I think we'll have different perspectives.
Guess who, Steffi?
Yes, Azura.
You guys are looking at her.
We gave it away.
So coming as the perspective of wedding guests and wedding planner and also someone who's had a wedding, what is your favorite part about weddings?
Me?
Everyone.
Oh.
You go first. Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I don't do weddings anymore, everybody. I cap myself at 2 weddings a year. You have to be absolutely like really close for me to show up. Here's the thing. I used to play the violin at many, many, many weddings as well.
Of course.
So I've seen a lot of weddings at this point. And I think, right, honestly, it's the one that are least showy and are most feely that people remember. It's not planned down to the minute. It's not, okay, this person has to do this dance. I want a surprise performance for that person. It's not.
It's not the grand, romantic,
No.
gestury kind of wedding.
No, I think the weddings that I remember attending and the ones I've had most fun at are usually those that are just so filled with love, you know?
Aww.
It's just a room full of people who loves the couple, partying it out and having fun together.
Have you played the violin at someone's first and then second wedding?
No leh.
Well,
No
I have
leh.
had a friend who hosted a wedding for the same person twice.
And then did she say the second time, did she start it off by saying, welcome back,
back.
everybody?
Welcome again.
Different brides, of course, but like, he felt like super, super awkward about it. Yeah.
Okay, favorite part of weddings. What about you, Steffi?
It'll be the solemnization time. So because that's when you see the couple together. You know, the other parts of the wedding is more of like cake cutting, champagne popping. It's very standard and you see it in every single wedding. So it kind of gets boring, you know. But during the solemnization, you actually hear the vows that they say for each other. That's when the tearing factor comes in.
How many percent of couples cry during their wedding vows or solemnization?
Most of the time they do.
Almost 100%.
Yeah, almost 100%.
Is it usually, would you say more the bride?
the groom as well, actually. Yeah.
I love
I've hosted
that.
quite a number of weddings, and my favorite part is the speech by the couple. I love that. And most of the time, the groom cries first.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out to my personal trainer, Lucas. You know, he stands at 190 cm. He's just like
Wow.
big buff guy. Yes. Cried at his wedding. Lah. And then the wife gave him tissue paper. And then the wife is so petite, right? It's so cute. It's so heartfelt. It's so sincere.
It's
I
very
love
cute.
that. I love that. I think planning a wedding is.
So what's yours?
Oh, my favorite part of weddings. I think my favorite part of a wedding is when, I don't know if this happens at all weddings, but I always think it's very sweet when the dad walks the bride down the aisle. It's like, it's just such a poignant moment of giving away a girl to her future husband and things like that. I feel like that would be the part that makes me cry. Like thinking about it now, I want to cry already.
But now a lot of people also want their moms to walk them down the aisle as well.
Also now it's
Now
two
it's
people.
both sides.
Actually, that's good.
That's such a
Yeah.
good idea. Why only the dad?
Yeah, because now a lot of people are thinking, the mom nurture and raise the child
Right.
also. So they want to do it together.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So I think planning a wedding, there's so many traditional things, but there are also a lot of things people do differently these days.
Yeah.
And also crazy stuff that I've seen, right? It's very exciting, and it seems that apparently someone in this room is getting married soon.
Oh,
I won't
Must be Jermaine.
I won't reveal it just yet. Okay?
Okay.
But we'll tell you a bit more. For now, Steffi, being a wedding planner, has that always been like a dream of yours?
Yeah. I wanted to, I wanted to do this since I was 7.
what is it about weddings that you love so much?
Okay, so when I was younger, like in kindergarten, I always tell my parents that I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to start this, I want to start that, like a bakery, a fashion, a lot of different types of businesses. And then one day, I don't know why, I woke up and I was like, why don't I do something that I can put everything together, like I can do everything. Then I was like, oh, why not weddings? That was when it sparked at that point of time. And then as I go, my parents are divorced. I didn't believe in love back then. Then I was like, okay, if I cannot be happy, then I can help someone be happy. Yeah. So then I continued to push this dream of mine until now.
Wait, at what age do you actualize that dream?
Honestly, after when I was 16, after I graduated from secondary 4, I went to Australia to study. And that was when I had to decide what's going to be my major because I did the whole foundation diploma course there. So then I went into public relations and entertainment because I looked up on the internet, what is good for a wedding planner, what is a good trade, things like that. So I think since then, I was like, okay, I'm really going to make this thing, make this dream a thing. So I think that was when I really...
Yeah. And then at what age did you start I Do For You?
I started I Do For You when I was 22.
Wow, that's really young.
That's you said 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're 25?
I'm 26.
Girl! I'm shook. Oh my god.
In Chinese, we call this 年轻有为, young and capable, basically.
Absolutely.
CEO. There we go.
Achieving so much already.
Yeah, I think planning weddings in Singapore, for me, when I think of weddings in Singapore, I think of the word expensive. I don't know if you guys think the same way.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Going to weddings, giving all the ang paos.
True.
Expensive for sure.
What is the biggest wedding you have planned and how much did it cost?
Okay, so we have planned a lot of different types of weddings. I just gotta put it out there. But the biggest one, the groom actually spent about $1 million on his wedding.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Who is this person? Do we know him?
Where? You guys might know him.
Oh! Just whisper. We'll cut it out. We'll cut
Okay,
it out.
we'll cut it out.
Promise.
I
got the last name.
Yeah.
You heard it? You
Where
heard it?
did most of that money go to? Was it the floral
yeah.
arrangements?
The biggest expense
Yes.
of this wedding.
His vintage car that he bought.
Wait. What? He bought a car for the wedding.
Yeah.
Why not just rent a car?
I don't know. Because he can. Because he can. Because he can.
We forgot about that because he can.
Because he can. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. On the converse side, right?
Yeah.
What is the lowest budget wedding you've planned?
Oh, I want to know this.
Home solemnizations.
Okay.
Yeah,
How
but
much
it's
would-
very intimate and honestly, it has a lot of feely to that also because it's all like close friends and like close family members. Yeah, so that's very nice.
How much would that cost, like a home solemnization?
To be honest, for home solemnizations, all you got to do is to decorate your house, and you don't really need much. You just need flowers here and there. Yes, you got to bring in catering, you got to bring in tables and chairs, but it's gonna cost way less than hiring a venue.
Like 5K?
Less than that.
Really?
Way less than that.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
About, okay, it depends how extravagant you want your floral decor to be.
Okay.
Right. So if you want like a whole backdrop, something, if your house is like landed, you have stairs, you want to do something on your stairs, then I would say floral itself would cost maybe 5 to 6K.
Damn, I should be a florist. No.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work.
Right. You know, my sister just rented this place at the Civil Service Club.
Okay.
Somewhere near to our place to hold her solemnization and then invited less than 20 people over.
Wow.
And then we just got catering. And I don't think it cost a lot, honestly.
not.
But that's what she wanted, exactly. Something small, homely, comfortable. And she even did the decorations herself because she wanted to do everything according to how she liked it to be.
I
And
love
she's
that.
not a fan of like big parties and stuff.
I have a close family friend who is planning her wedding, and she's about your age actually.
Okay.
And she is a big foodie. So one of her first requirements is there must be good food, and I must be able to eat it.
Right.
That's like her only thing. So she's looking at a restaurant to hold a wedding instead of like a banquet or a hall
Right.
or a venue, because she knows the restaurant's food will be good. That's her requirement.
Honestly, don't you think like banquets are so expensive these days?
It is.
They are.
It is.
The other day, can I just say, I went to one and then I looked up, right? There's a website called SingaporeBrides.com where you can see how much it costs, right?
Sorry, why are you checking?
No, that's one of the places my like family friend is looking at.
Okay, I just thought it's so expensive, honestly,
Yeah.
and the food was mid, in my humble opinion.
Girl, I need to tell her right now. I gotta call her. Actually, she's a big
mad.
listener. Listen to this.
Oh no!
Okay, I'm from the wedding industry, so like you guys better buck up.
Okay, you know where I think has good food?
Where?
My ideal wedding place.
McDonald's.
Not really, but it starts with an M. A JW Marriott. I love that place. Yeah, the dome shaped ceiling. And then I like the sound system. That's something that's so important for me. Like as a host,
Interesting.
the
Right.
sound system is like oomph. And there's this AV guy working there. He's so good that I asked him for his name, Eugene. Oh God, he's so good. The panels and the food is good.
Interesting
But it also can be a
consideration.
bit pricey.
Per head is about 280, 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a lot of research when I thought I was going to get married. JW Marriott was one of the places I wanted to get married at.
You were quite sad at Capella, no?
That's
Capella's
very
hall is a bit
pricey.
smaller.
It's very, very, very pricey.
Also very expensive.
Expensive.
But okay, is there such a thing as like, you know, when you're planning, right, especially for a wedding, they always say you have to book the venue 2 years ahead. You have to get your dress like at least a year ahead. It's so stressful. Is there a timeline for these things? As a wedding planner, you're like, you have to do this.
I won't like do it like that, like,
Oh,
like you
okay.
have to do this,
Not-
but
not so
like
fierce.
yes, there is a whole timeline that you should consider doing. Okay, so I would say why people start looking 2 years in advance. Like for example, they just got proposed, then they immediately want to scramble for things. One is because of the price. In 2024, there is the 1% extra GST, which is the 9% now, right?
Yeah.
So then a lot of people start planning in either 2022 or 2023. How this works is, for example, some vendors allow clients to, you know, pay in full before the year end.
Okay.
If you get what I mean. So in 2023, some vendors allow their clients to pay 8% in December.
Right.
Okay.
Then the whole service is paid for. So then technically it's cheaper if you think about it in the whole
Like
grand
1%.
scheme. Yeah. And also because now it's 2024, if they signed the package this year, the prices have changed. It has increased. So for example, venues, right? Every year there is a change in price.
Yeah.
Oh right, I forgot about that. It's not just the GST hike.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is like Chanel bags, you know?
Yes, I know that usually when you inquire for services, like they'll tell you like which year, then they give you like, oh, these are the 2024 prices, but these are like the 2025 prices.
You would know.
Right.
Of course.
Okay. Is it, can I ask?
Ask.
How much did you spend on your wedding?
Okay. First of all, I managed to save maybe about 30% of my spendings because those were sponsored. But I still did spend about 120, I think.
$120,000.
Is that is
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot because she said that she's also sponsored.
oh, but she also had like 1,000 people at her wedding.
Wait, how big was your wedding?
2,000.
2,000.
2,000.
Ah,
yeah.
okay, then that makes sense.
Where do you do
But-
your wedding at? Expo?
No, but after all the ang paos came in, how much?
Cannot
did you-
cover it. Really cannot cover. And recently as well, we've had friends who got married, and these are like smaller weddings, 200 over people, 300 people. You would think that's, possible to cover.
It's not possible.
People are not covering anymore. Apparently, it's really hard right now.
Because the prices are so expensive.
It's true. Like if let's say you go, that's why people don't bring kids to a wedding. If you bring like a family of 4 and you have to cover everyone, you're paying over $1,000 to cover each head. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Like okay, out of everything you spend on a wedding, right? Maybe Zura or Steffi, would know. What is the one thing that you shouldn't be scrimping and saving on? You should actually spend that money.
I would say a photographer and videographer.
Oh, absolutely.
Your makeup.
The makeup,
yeah.
Okay, so honestly, it's the big 3, right? The photographer, videographer, and your hair and makeup. Because photos and videos are the thing that you keep after your wedding forever. So you don't want it to be like 10 years down the road, and then you're looking at your wedding photos and be like, why did we choose this photographer or like this style? You want it to be timeless. You want something that you can hang on your wall or something like that. Right.
Or burn in a fire if things go down. No, but we have a photographer and videographer friend in the wedding industry. He used to get paid 50 grand to fly to China just to videograph a wedding or photograph a wedding. Like that is an
Sing
expense.
dollars.
Yes. That's an expense that they are willing to splurge on. It's crazy.
But people in China, their culture is different. For the bridesmaids, they each get a Chanel bag. No, I'm serious.
I was born in the wrong country.
Hermes scarf, Chanel bags. They see these kind of things as face. This is very prominent in the Chinese society.
Chinese rites in China.
Call us.
Yes, you know what's one thing you shouldn't be scrimping on your wedding?
What?
A good host.
It's true.
But your choice is here.
Yeah. Hair and makeup as well.
So on that note as well, right? What is it that people maybe sometimes place too much importance on that
You really shouldn't be spending so much money on it.
Table centerpieces
As in the floral
on the table.
centerpiece on the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Honestly, that's a waste of space.
how much money can you spend on a floral centerpiece?
That was expensive, babe.
Oh, really?
A
I
lot.
mean, for one table, it can be like, okay, but multiplied by 20 tables,
Okay,
that's when the
so
cost comes
one
in.
table can go from $30 all the way to $180
For the centerpiece.
for the centerpiece.
Alone.
Okay,
So,
let's
if
say
you have like 30 tables,
that's gotta be like,
that's
Roughly lah.
6,000.
Yeah.
That's about $6,000 for the most expensive. Just on the centerpiece.
Yeah. Which if you get like the sharing table, the one that can spin, right? The Lady Susan kind, they're gonna remove it when the dishes are served.
That's true.
So there's no point.
right.
You also can't not have one.
You
Yeah.
can. Actually, you can.
I would just put a bowl of candy there. I think it would be more hot than having.
You can put candles, You can put candles. Yeah.
Okay.
You can put candles, and some venues, if you're talking about hotels, they already have something in their standard package.
I see.
So why not use that?
Yeah, and even like my friend, he had his wedding recently and he catered like this floral arch thing. It was not a table centerpiece, but it was there and he didn't want to waste it. So he told the guests, before you leave, feel free to just pick the flowers that you love. So everybody can take something back.
Yeah,
and
sweet.
it wouldn't be wasted.
Yeah, if not, it's just gonna be thrown away. or-
Yeah. How much does one floral arch cost? over $2,000?
Yes, it starts from 2000.
Dang.
Yeah, we're in the wrong industry.
No.
I tell you, it's an expensive
Yeah.
business.
To be honest, right, through my life, I have not really attended any weddings, any unconventional weddings. I've attended weddings where you basically know what's coming up next. You're like, okay, now it's going to be the bride's coming out, first march in, okay, everybody stand up, throw the flowers, eat, few courses, second march in, cut the cake. The cake is fake. By the way, the cake is fake most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
It's only like that first layer or not even. Sometimes it's styrofoam and then the knife just goes in. There's a slit there already.
Yeah.
But there is an option to get a real cake, but
There
not many
is.
couples go for it.
Correct.
Expensive, like such a big cake.
Can I tell you about one of the smartest things I've heard of? When you've got a real cake, right? And it's real.
Yeah.
And then after that, you gotta cut it up, pack it for people,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, right? One of the smartest things I've seen is that they make that cake that you want for you. It's all styrofoam except for one little part that you're supposed to cut. But that same amount of cake has been cut and packed for your guests.
Already.
So, yes. So you don't actually have to do it after the cake cutting.
But that means they have to
And
make
I
two
thought-
cakes. One
Correct.
real, one fake.
Just a little. Okay.
I thought it was one of the smartest things I've seen because after that, it's just done.
I guess you could do that. But why not just make the real cake?
Agree.
Okay, I do have to say it because okay, if you make the whole cake, right? Some hotels you actually gotta pay for this thing called cakeage fee.
Cakeage fee.
So the chef will actually help you cut the cake up.
And then they charge you for helping you cut the cake up.
Yeah, correct.
Or
because
just throw
it's
the
not
cake
from
into
them.
people's mouths. Oh, pew.
Well, a lot of people do like cupcakes as cakes now.
That'd be great.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a wedding favor in a way as well. Yeah, but that works.
So these are very like obviously conventional weddings. You know what's gonna happen, right? As a host, you know it to death, right? What are some unconventional weddings that you guys have been to, right? Or like elopements, or I don't know, like married in Vegas. I don't know, because I've never seen them.
Right. Actually, we do a lot of expat weddings. So expat weddings are more unconventional and more unorthodox. We actually built a venue from scratch.
Huh?
Yeah, we built a venue from scratch. So basically, the couple rented this grass patch out of like nowhere. And then we brought in like plankings and tents and everything.
That is so smart, by the way.
So everything
So
is from...
expensive.
Yeah. In a way, you could say that, but if you kind of like calculate everything, it's still somewhat cheaper than doing it in a hotel.
Oh, really?
Gosh.
Because then you get the venue that you actually want.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when you look for venues, this has this, but it's lacking this. I like this, but there's this problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doing it outdoors also has its own problem because Singapore, right? Like it's either rain or shine. So we have to stand by a lot of different problems that might arise.
Contingency.
Yeah, a lot of
Right,
contingency. Yeah. So we will stand by like umbrellas, a lot of like standing fans, aircon. We also need to stand by a chef. And for that chef, we need to build another tent for that chef just to prepare the food.
Oh my god. Okay, sounds like a lot of work. I don't.
It is a lot of work.
It's unconventional for sure. So some of the weddings that I've hosted, the couple during the second march in, they walked in mascots.
Huh?
Yeah,
Like
because-
costume?
Yeah, the costumes Doraemon.
Wow.
Like, tung, and then they just march down the aisle, which I thought was really, really cute. And like my personal trainer Lucas, when he got married to his wife Shiki, because they were both dancers, they did this entire segment where they danced and he picked up his wife, turned her, spun her around, and I caught her, that kind of thing, you know? It's cute, it's cute.
I think the craziest thing I've seen at a wedding is, and you were there as well, when the groom got so drunk that he started smoking a cigarette in the ballroom.
I'll tell you something. When I saw it, I stood up to block him.
I was like, huh? Oh my god, smoke coming up. It's an indoor ballroom. But hey, I mean, it's their one night, you know? Let them have fun. Let them be.
Wow, okay.
I'll give you a precursor to that incident.
Yes.
Because earlier, before the wedding started, I had gone to the room and then this groom opens the door with a flask in hand. I said, "Are you drinking already? It's like 3." He was like, "Yeah, it's my wedding day. Then what am I supposed to do? Pray?"
I mean, these are weddings that, you know, I think they're special, right? Especially like with Lucas and Shiki because they both dance and all of that. What about weddings that maybe did not go so well? Like wedding horror stories.
Horror stories. I mean, I've never experienced that lah.
Experience at least a bridezilla.
Bridezilla, definitely. There will always be some problems with the AV if anything else.
That's why you need Eugene.
Yeah,
From
Eugene.
JW
Shout out
Marriott.
to Eugene, man.
Groomzilla.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Yes, you'll be surprised. Yes. Okay, for groomzillas, they are usually not quite as crazy as like bridezillas are. They are more worried about needing to spend more.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But
So the groom is worried about spending money. The bride, obviously, so much money has been spent. You want it to be absolute perfection.
yeah,
Worthwhile.
yeah.
Here's a horror story
Okay.
of a wedding that we actually saw from a wedding coordinator.
Okay.
So, as a wedding coordinator, I usually handle the final details to ensure a smooth wedding, right? I once faced a situation where the couple had paid the deposit but failed to pay the remaining amount before the wedding, about half of the total cost, around $30,000. And on that day, this is the day of the wedding, the catering hall refused to proceed without the cash. The bank was closed because of a holiday, right? So they couldn't get like any cash out. They tried to get money from relatives on the wedding day to pay the remaining. And at this point, guests were already arriving to the wedding. And the wedding coordinator is like, FML. Like, what am I gonna do,
I'm
right?
sorry, is this in Singapore?
No. There's no wedding to be had, right? And she's like freaking out there. They actually took the money box, gave it to the wedding coordinator to try and pay off everyone that they could. And when the couple arrived, they were able to basically hold whatever amount they had as ransom and go ahead with the event. But this was like the last moment. This was like guests were already there.
That's so stressful.
Yeah, I think the coordinator almost had a heart attack that day.
I'm sure.
But then I feel
Wow.
like this is on the couple.
It really
Like
is.
you should have made sure you paid everything in due time, right?
Actually, yes, that's also one point. But in a wedding planner perspective, usually if you're talking about wedding coordinator, that means that the wedding coordinator didn't plan the wedding, right? The wedding coordinator is only there to help out on the actual day itself,
Okay.
right? So then usually they come in 2 months before the wedding day. I'm not sure about other planners, but what we do is we get all the invoices that you have with all your other vendors. So meaning venue, other vendors and stuff like that. And then we are the ones who prompt the couples to pay them. If the couple cannot pay, we will at least we will know first.
Okay.
And we'll try and like sort that out before the wedding, not on the
Right.
day of.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
the planner's duty, not the coordinators.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also the bride and groom, like,
Correct.
to make sure
Right.
that you don't
Correct.
spend beyond your means.
Yeah.
I guess spend what you can and
Yeah.
know. If anything, maybe you can take consolation in our PD story. During COVID, her wedding caterer disappeared with the deposit money of $4,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah. During
Name
COVID.
and shame. Name and shame.
So she had planned everything, venue was booked, and then COVID hit. And the caterer was like, oh, no, just delay the wedding, just delay the wedding. And they were like, no, we just want to go ahead however way that we can because we just want to get it over and done with. We already put the deposit down on everything. And this caterer really wanted to push for a postponement. And they were like, why? This is our wedding. Let us do what we want. And then they ghosted our PD, our producer, with the money.
Wait, did you get the money back?
No, they tried legal action. There's no way to find this person. This person just disappeared.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Oh my
experienced
God.
that during COVID.
No, not at all. Yeah.
So earlier on, we said that there's someone here that's getting married.
Jermaine.
It's not me. It's no ring on my finger. It's not Azura. She's been there, done that.
Definitely not me.
Not Hazy.
Single AF.
It's Steffie! Congrats, Steffie.
Thank
Who
you
is
very
the lucky
much.
guy?
Am I supposed to say his name?
You don't want to.
You can
Okay,
tell.
his name is Wing Wai, but we call him Jake. We are actually primary school friends.
Oh.
But we've only been together for 4 years.
Are you planning your own wedding? Is it like, how does it work?
Okay, I planned the timeline the next day after my proposal.
Wow.
You are very efficient.
She was like,
I gotta say.
spreadsheet out. Yes.
She's like, I have been prepared my entire life.
So you plan your own wedding.
Yes.
All done, babe.
Okay, so I have the whole skeleton of the timeline.
Yeah.
I just left the venue and the vendors.
But you can't coordinate the wedding because you are the
No.
bride.
Yeah.
So
I
your
have my-
team will
yeah.
coordinate. Girl.
I've once thought about hosting my own wedding. And then I just thought that it was impossible. So
Hazy,
I let
let
it
us
go.
do it. We'll do it for free. We'll get Eugene even on the AV. I'll make sure to find them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough running your own show, honestly.
it is.
And on that day, there's going to be certain responsibilities that you have to convince yourself to let go of and like not be so stressed out over certain details, right?
Yeah. Like you have to trust whoever that you assign. lah.
Exactly. Good luck with that, girl.
Thanks.
That's so exciting. G, question.
What?
Just wondering, because we've spoken about this many, many times. But at this point right now, because a lot of things have changed.
I'm scared.
No, that don't be. What does your ideal wedding look like to you now? Because I feel like it has changed.
Not in Singapore.
Ah.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I would have a wedding here because my boyfriend's family is not really here. If we do end up getting married, haha, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? But it's true. But I envision, I really like the ocean and the sea. I envision like somewhere in Bali on the beach.
I knew that was going to be the
Or Sentosa
place.
lah, also can. Also can. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what I thought. But
We promised him a Backstreet Boys dance.
sure, let him do whatever he wants. Hey, but okay, to be honest, I don't want to think anymore. I mean, I had like grand plans many times over the many years, and it has never come to fruition. So at this point, I'm like, it's just we'll see when the time comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes some questions are unavoidable. Like after you plan your wedding, I've heard of so many brides telling me the same thing. The toughest part about any wedding is the wedding guest list. Who to invite, who to sit with who. For example, these two people used to be together, but they have now broken up. So do you still sit them together?
But in
or
the same
not?
friend group.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's why I wouldn't hold my wedding here because then everyone in your family has to be invited. Whereas if you hold your wedding overseas, only the people close to you would actually fly and make that expense, right? for
I've
you.
been saying this recently. Like the best way to do this is to go as far away as possible, as remote as possible. I'm thinking like Barbados or something.
I don't know if I'll make it. I'll try. Do I have to take a sampan there? Like, all right.
But then, right, you eliminate this problem. Because if they really make it there, it's really the people who should be there. That's it.
I have this very drama story.
I'll make it to Barbados for you.
Oh, thank you. I won't be there. A very drama story of a couple who's planning their wedding and they're sorting out the guest list right
Okay.
now. The groom, his dad has had 2 wives. So 2 families, right? 1 family, 2 families. Not at the same time, but obviously, right? So he has a whole other set of like stepbrothers and sisters. At the previous family wedding, they got so drunk, they started fighting with each other. Like literally screaming across the room, throwing things, fighting during the wedding. And this groom has said, I don't want any of y'all at my wedding. I don't give a rat's ass. Y'all are not coming. So they have been disqualified from the guest list based on previous bad behavior.
I love that.
Good move.
I love that.
I know, but it's a bit political. It's his family after all.
Yeah, but it's my wedding at the end of the day. You know, sometimes people feel like obligated to invite certain people. But at the end of the day, you do you, boo.
I have a friend who doesn't want to invite her own brother to the wedding just because they are not on close terms. And no, that's tough.
I don't know about
But
that.
I know, but she really doesn't enjoy the thought of him being there.
Is it the wedding planner's job to help plan the seating arrangement?
Okay, first of all, the wedding planners obviously do not know your guests.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
And we obviously don't know like what relationship who and who has or who and who does not. But we can help you arrange them. So you can be like, okay, put this and this together, then we'll put this and this together. Okay, never mind, just put this here, then we will put it there. So we are like your PA lah.
So are they very like troublesome couples? Change already, then want to change again, then change already, want to change again.
Okay, to be honest, for the guest list, right, the whole table seating thing, some of our clients, they actually only pass it to us the day before the wedding.
Oh my
Nice.
god. Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't have time to change lah, basically.
Yes, but food restrictions, we need it 2 weeks before.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah. So as long as the whole guest list, right, stays the same people, the same number of, whatever food restrictions and stuff, you can do whatever you want with that. But I need the food restrictions 2 weeks prior.
Okay, understand. I mean, that's reasonable. I think, especially with the guest list, right? It's so stressful because sometimes when you're holding a very big wedding, let's say you have a very big family or you come from a well-to-do family, your parents are likely the ones that fork out money to pay for your wedding. And in that sense, I've seen some weddings where the parents get to do as they please because they fork out the money for the wedding. And then they have complete power over the guest list. They're like, I want to invite all my friends. And then you go to the wedding and then the bride and groom will be like, I don't know half the people here. It's all my parents' friends. That happens.
That's going to be my wedding, by the way.
How many guests are you looking to have?
Okay, currently we are looking at 300 to 350.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I don't have much friends because I wasn't in Singapore for a good period of time. And of course, a lot of my friends are from the wedding industry. So I'm pretty sure they might not be free on a day. You get what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But my fiance, he is the firstborn son. The first son, not firstborn, but first son. And in Chinese culture, the first son is like everything.
长子.
Yeah. So traditionally, we just got to invite like the whole kampong. The father will want to invite like all the friends and stuff like that, which
Are
we
you
don't
okay
mind.
with that?
to.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
I mean, okay, if you ask me personally, of course, I would like a small, intimate wedding because I've done so much, right? I just want to be with my family and,
I know.
and have fun.
Yeah.
But also me being in the industry, it doesn't matter to me if I do it big. But if I'm going to do it big, I want to do it the way I envision it to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's nice. At least you've had enough experience to know what kind of a big wedding you can go towards.
Yeah.
Right?
But she also knows realistically you have to balance out everyone's
Correct.
wishes for the wedding. I think as a wedding planner, you've seen the ugly, you've seen the bad, but you've seen the good side of it as well.
Of course.
So what are some words of advice you have for our harsh listeners here who are looking to get married or are going to get married soon?
Okay, start planning your tentative guest list now.
Oh.
Yes, because I'm doing this myself as well. And we just put a list down for the bride side and then the groom side. So roughly, how many people you want to invite? Who do you want to invite? Most of the time, the guest list will go down by 10 to 20%. That's the most. But this is your max number of guests. So then when you start looking for venues, because venue is the most important thing, you start looking at venues with this tentative guest list. You get what I mean? Like
So
the
the
number
guest
in this
list
guest list.
Comes before the venue.
Yeah, of course.
Because you know how many people you have to invite to
I
the
never
wedding.
saw it this way. I always thought like, okay, I'll just book the venue first. However many people I can fit, that's the people who are most important to me.
I mean, you could do it
Yeah,
that
you
way.
can. You
could,
can.
yeah.
You can. But what if like you reach already and then you're like, oh shit, like there's
Sometimes you
still people that.
underestimate. Yeah. I feel like Hazy would have a very big wedding.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
want
so
that,
many
though.
people to invite.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
start planning your guest list now. Okay.
Yeah.
that's
What
a good
about
tip.
like on the wedding day? What do you want to tell the brides and grooms?
Calm down.
Yes. I always tell my couples, just relax. Let me do the job for you. You just have a good day.
Yeah. And I think what most couples kind of forget is because everything is so rushed and it happens so quick. So for example, they march in, they go on stage, they cut cake, they eat 2 meals, they barely eat, and then they go out and change. You know, everything is like very
like
template.
mechanical.
Yeah. So just spend some time together. You know, like be in each other's presence and just take a look at everyone here.
Yeah.
You know, they are here for you. Just
Yeah.
be in the moment.
Wise words, wise words.
Very nice.
If anything else, just elope.
Barbados.
I will start and I elope for you service.
Actually, we have that. It's called I Fly With You.
Wait, what does that do?
Destination weddings.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I fly
Azura.
with you.
Elope for you.
That's the one.
Oh, I've learned so much just from one episode alone. Thank you so much, Steffi. And to our
course.
harsh listeners, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
That's right. You can also listen to us on MeListen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and turn on your notifications.
That's right. We are dressed in white
Yes.
today, you know, as though we are getting married, but really none of us are. So check us out on YouTube, and a big shout out again to Steffi. We wish you all the
you.
best with your wedding.
Thank you very much.
Calm down.
She will be.
Thank you, Steffi.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you very
guys.
much, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so
So
let's
if
see.
you have like 30 tables, how much is that?
I don't know.
4,000 plus? 5,000 plus?
Anyone can do
Anyone
math
got a
here.
calculator? He was like,
Hey, isn't that like my friend?
then I was like, oh my god. Are you really doing this skit? We walked up to the friend of course.
Hey, what are you doing here?
The friend was like,
Oh, I'm going to propose lah. When is your turn?
then my fiance said,
Now, bro.
oh my god!